So let me introduce myself. My name is Anjum. Okay. I'm going to conduct a SQL session. This is all about the SQL, like how we are going to store the data into the database like that. Okay. Before starting with the session, can anybody tell me what do you mean by the database?
Ma'am, a collection of data. A place where the data is stored.
Okay. Anybody want to add a point to it?
Rows and columns.
Rows and columns, that's good.
It stores all the data of any company or any entire profile or information.
Okay.
Ma'am, it's a data hub for particular project.
Particular project. Not only that particular project. Overall the information we are going to store into the database. Okay. Let me introduce to the database. It is a collection of data or information. Okay. Data or information. So basically, as you people have said that it is like rows and columns. Okay, rows and columns. Like if they are a non-IT people, for those people you can say it as a rows and columns. Okay, like we are going to store all the information into the database. Okay, then what is the need of this database? Can anybody? Why there is a need to store all the information into a database?
I'm sure that data is well organized and it is easy to retrieve.
Okay, that's fine.
For restoration, backup, storage.
Yes, exactly.
For backup purpose or security purpose, we need to store the past data.
Yes, security purpose as well. Yes, that's good. So basically what happened...
Government policies.
Yeah. Yeah. Could you please complete the sentence?
Yeah, I was saying that due to government policies, also like data needs to be stored.
Okay, that's fine. So basically, let me tell you, we can store the information in the Excel format, right? We usually used to store all the information in the Excel format, is it? But when we are using that thing while storing the information, it would be, we have some limits. We can't exceed to that limits. Okay, we can't exceed to the limits. So basically, every IT companies are going to store the information into the database where these people can retrieve the data. Okay, retrieve the data, manage the large amount of data as well. Manage large amount of data or information, you can say. Okay, and for the accurate information, and easy to update the data. Am I right? Easy to update the information. For the security purpose, security of information. Okay, and most important thing is for researching purpose, researching the data. Okay, so as I have told you, IT companies are going to store all their information into the database, right? So which is nothing but, see, those people are going to store that, right? So there are number of employees. We can't, if I want to search one particular employee's detail, what I can do it. Can anybody? If I want to search for a particular employee's detail, what I can do it?
Then we'll search with employee ID.
ID.
With employee ID.
Employee ID, right? Basically, with the employee ID, I'm going to search it. Okay. So when we are going to store all the information into the database, that too in a hard disk, it will be very easy to extract the information. Okay, it is very easy to extract the information. That's the reason we are using this database. Okay, let's take an example here. Naukri, okay, Naukri portal, where if I want to apply for the jobs or I want to view the openings, okay, before that I have to get register first, right? Am I right? So what are the details I'm going to provide if I want to get registered into the Naukri portal? Personal details, am I right?
Yes.
Right, so my personal details are going to be stored into it, and including that I'm going to store my resume as well. Okay, my updated resume as well. Suppose if an HR so and so recruiter is having some requirement, okay, in that case what happens, that recruiter is going to visit to the Naukri portal, and as per the requirement they are going to filter it and come up with the number of resumes, okay, who are as per the requirement are available. Okay, so in this case when I have uploaded that, when I have uploaded my resume into the portal, okay, so in that case what will happen, if a recruiter is downloading, he or she can able to view my resume only. Okay, view my own resume only, not the another person. Okay, if such thing is happening, then there will be a some error into the database, you can say. Okay, error into the database. Hope we are clear with this.
Hello,
Yeah.
ma'am. Just I had one small doubt in the starting. Like, ma'am, this database is a collection of data slash information. So, ma'am, whether it is raw data or some processed data is there in that in database,
Raw data.
because information is actually processed data. Okay, raw data, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. So can anybody tell me, just I would like to ask you one question. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Just yeah. A small question: is it really necessary for a business analyst to have a knowledge about the SQL and database? If yes, why so? Could you please justify it? What do you think?
Yes, it could be because yes. The reason is because sometimes it happens that a stakeholder will ask you related to the report or something, so that you can easily just check it in the database and fetch the report or something like that. Or something you need to just trend out or share the information that how much data is coming in and what it is. You can easily track it from in through the database. So that's the only reason I think so.
Okay. So in that means, like, you are saying that only for the retrieving of data, business analyst should know about this SQL. Am I right?
And the other thing as well, like suppose some SQL jobs which is running or something having got stuck, so he can easily just check it there and just share the information, that thing as well, to the DBA. So
Now,
that
one more thing I would like to say, apart from what my friend has said, the most important is that if we are picking any value to if we are extracting any value to fill up any field, okay, for any particular functionality, okay, then in that case, business analyst should know from where that value is coming from, which row, column, or which part of the database.
Okay.
And for business
So,
process modeling also.
for
Ma'am,
whenever we are
as BA is responsible for entire project, he should update it at any point of time. So he should at least understand this SQL and all this relevant instrument, or
So as per your statement,
Yeah, and even like to perform certain kind of impact analysis to understand whether why the downtime is happening or something like that, also we will be needing database.
I mean, for understanding the organization also, like business modeling also, for if he wants to elicit information, there then also if he's given access of data, then also SQL would be useful for him.
Ma'am, I think that while designing the system for any client or someone, database is going to be there for sure. That is mandatory, right? That is the basic step. And while designing a system, few data is going to be, one should know, analyst should know that what is going to be get stored in the data, in the database, and what has to be taken from what is going to be flow cycle of the like system and everything else. So for that, even if one doesn't have the brief knowledge about the database, but he should have at least the primary knowledge about, like while speaking to the client, and one should have the knowledge, like at least on a.
And one more important thing is that whenever any user end user is putting any data, okay, so when any inputting any data input over there, so that data is getting stored in which part of database, that we should know. It is affecting which part of the database.
Okay. So you mean like you need only the knowledge, no need for the like how the tables is going to be created, how the information is going to be created. It's not mandatory. That's what you are saying?
Yes, ma'am. It is
Yes.
responsible
Yes.
for
No, it's
database
not mandatory. I
Yes,
won't say.
basically to integrate.
But we should have the knowledge to understand how the query is running and but we will not be writing the query.
Basically, business analyst should know how to read the data, and the knowledge he needs to, read the database that is required for a business analyst. I don't think business analyst has to customize or put entries or do anything, but it is important for him to understand and read the data.
Okay, that's fine.
Yes, as a PA, we can read the data from the database directly.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, let me tell you, business analyst won't be accessible to the database. Okay, won't be accessible to the database. So it can be only readable. Okay, business analyst can able to read the data information into it. Okay. Here we are checking how the data is going to retrieve from the database. The main purpose of learning this SQL thing is retrieving the data. Okay, as you people have said that if we are storing information, in which database it was stored, in which table it has been stored, to understand this complete structure, we are learning the SQL. Okay, we are learning the SQL. So here, yeah, let me write this. Won't be accessible to database. Okay, database, which is nothing but he will be only accessible for read only option. Okay, read only option. And the most important point is to retrieve the data. Retrieve the data. Okay. Mostly as a BA, you are going to focus on the data and the information, which is going to be increased continuously. Okay. So what is the main purpose of having a knowledge on this particular sector is focusing on the data and information. Okay. Which is going to be continued to increase the data. Okay. To increase the data. As I have told you, most of the IT companies store the data in a data warehouse. Okay. Hope you people are following me. Or database.
If you could emphasize on data warehouse, please.
Data warehouse is nothing but a database where you are going to store all the information, all kind of informations.
Okay.
And if you want to analyze that data also, that would be helpful for us also. Okay, and for analyzing purpose.
Just one question here. You have written there, business analysts won't be accessible to database. If he'll not able to access database, then how he will read it?
Means completely he can't able to update, create the tables, and delete the tables. Those sort of accessible is not available. Okay, just the thing, if you want to have an accessible also, you have to request to the admin, like a database admin, to give access to it. During that case also, you would be only having a option to read only.
So you mean to say read only access? I mean,
Read only and
PA should have. Right?
research.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Can anybody tell me what do you mean by SQL?
Structured query language.
It's a structured query language. Full form is structured query language.
Sorry, can you repeat the question? I did not get.
What do you mean by the SQL? Okay. So, as we have discussed, database is a collection of data where generally we are going to store the information into the hard disk. Okay. The purpose of the database is like organize data and make it available in convenient form. Okay, which we have already discussed. So here we would be having a fundamental function of database where like creation, deletion, updation, and like read. These are the four options you will be available, but as a business analyst you are only having access to the read only option. Okay, read only option. This creation, deletion, and updation is going to take care by the database engineer, database architecture. Okay, coming to the SQL, as you have said that SQL is a structured query language, which is nothing but a programming language. Okay, which is used for facilitating the retrieved information. Okay, which is used for retrieving the information from the database. So generally while working on this SQL, we will be using relational database. Okay, relational database. So let's understand what is database management system and relational database management system. So in database management system, here you are going to store all the details, or files in the all the information in the form of a files. Like you can take an example of a smartphone, right? You can store all the informations. By default, it would be we would be what it say. It would be stored in the GPT format, PDF format, document format. These are the document. Okay, these are the formats which we are going to store. Okay, which is a random thing. Okay, we can't separately store all the information in a particular storage. Okay, particular internal storage. So that is the thing happens in the database management system. Coming to the relational database management system, here you are going to store all the information in the tabular format. Okay, columns and rows. You are going to store all the information in the tabular format. As we were discussing about SQL, so SQL is nothing but structured query language, right? So when we are working on that, we will be using relational database management system. Okay, the way we are going to store the information is in tabular format. Coming to the database management system, here generally you are going to navigate the formation. Okay, like we won't be having some particular format. Everywhere we can find the JPG and random thing. Okay, but coming to this, we can store all the informations. We can store all the information and what it say in the tabular format, and with the unique primary key. That is going to be happen in the relational database management system. Okay, coming to this database management system, here the file system to store data. This is used for the file system to store the data where there is no relationship between the tables. But coming to this, here you would be having relationships. It is going to be exist between two tables. Okay, the relationship exists between two tables. And this database management system is going to store in the small organization, usually used to follow in the small organization. Okay, small organization. But coming to the relational database management system, this is going to be stored for used by the large amount of data in the multiple user, like you can say MNC companies. Those people are going to use a relational database management system. Okay. Coming to these, let's take an example here. Let's understand how the things goes on. Okay. So you will be having a
What was the last point?
columns and rows.
Ma'am,
Ma'am, the last point, please, can you repeat? Previous slide, last point, ma'am.
Examples you're talking about. Yes. Relational database.
Okay, ma'am, what is XML, ma'am?
What is that?
XML, XML, what is XML?
Actually, here example of the database management system would be PDF and all sort of thing, not this one file.
ma'am, we lost you.
Hello.
Actually, we are unable to.
Hello. Yeah, actually, can you please elaborate again that DBMS and RDBMS differentiation, the first point of that differentiation, like application storing data as a file, because I was not able to understand it properly. First differentiation.
Ma'am, one more thing I want to understand, what is the mean of tabular form? It means, is it based on Excel or what? What exactly the mean of tabular form?
Tabular form is nothing but it is like whatever the data we are going to store, it is in the form of rows and columns.
Correct. On Excel based, like.
Yes, Excel based.
Okay. Okay. Ma'am, it means the final example here is MySQL, Post GRE, SQL Server, Oracle. These all are based on Excel format or row and column based SQL language. All these.
Mostly we will be, when we are going to work on the what it say SQL, we would be following software, different kind of software, Oracle, MySQL, those sort of things.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am, actually, I haven't used all this. That's why I told this. It's all about Excel based languages. Something about.
Okay. Okay. Coming to the database management system, let's take an example here as a smartphone. Okay. Everyone have the smartphone with you guys, right? You people share the documents among yourself, like a contact. Okay. Whoever there in your contact list. Okay. So whenever you are receiving any kind of information or documentation or images, that is randomly stored into your internal storage. Okay. There is no specific thing. Like they are not going to differentiate the files. Okay. It is not going to be differentiate the files, like JPG format is going to be stored into the particular internal storage, and the PDF format is going to store like that. It was not differentiated in your smartphone. If you have observed so far, if you go randomly go to the documentation, it will show all, it is going to list out all the things: JPG format, PDF format, docs format. Okay, everything is going to be specified. Okay, in that format only it is can be visible. And the second thing is, what I am saying is here, like in database management system, data is generally stored either in hierarchy or the navigation form. Like we would be what it say, if we want to search something, we would do some filtering, right? A to Z or 1, 2, 3 or date format, like that. Okay, in that format is going to be stored into the database management system. Okay, coming to the next one, this database management system uses the file system to store the data. Okay, it is used to store the data where there is no relationship between it. Can you specify like JPG format, JPG image and document image has a relationship among them? Can you say that by looking at it?
No, ma'am.
Obviously, no. So that comes under the database.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Sorry to interrupt, but will we get the recorded session of this?
Obviously.
Ma'am, one question I would like to ask over here. When you're talking about the database, taking an example of smartphone, okay. So sometimes we receive Excel files on the email, and that we save it in the internal storage. Now that Excel file, when it gets stored in the internal storage, now that is that part of the database or relational database?
Excel file will be considered in the relational database management system.
So for the file for example, now I have Gmail on my smartphone. Okay. Now that the receiver has sent me the sender has sent me this Excel file. I have saved it, that Excel file, and that goes to the internal storage. So now you are saying that file which I have saved Excel file which I have saved it, that is a part of relational database, not database, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So when you are going to download a randomly you store into the documentations, they are not going to list out in the separate things.
Ma'am, in that case, RDMS will be stored in a database, DBMS. We can put it that way.
No, both are different.
Okay, okay. No, you just said a mobile phone, consider a mobile phone has a database. So all the Excel sheet, everything comes under that. So then Excel sheet is alone considered as a RDMS, Relational Database Management System. So in that case, RDMS is actually getting stored in a database, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Is totally different. RDMS
Yes,
is
ma'am.
like you are going to store all the information in the form of a columns and rows. Okay, we don't have any, like we can't store the information in the image format, documentation format, like that. Okay, if you are storing that, if you are storing the information in the document or image format, that it would be considered as a database format, database management system. Okay.
So basically, whatever file we are extracting it, then system is reading over there whether there are rows and columns in it, and if there are rows and columns in any file, okay, then that file is going to be a part of relational database, right?
Yes.
And if there are no rows and columns in any file, then that would be going in a part of database, right?
Yes.
Correct, na?
Yes, yes.
Okay, then basically the system is reading whether there are rows or not, rows or columns, right? Basically.
See, when you are going to register, okay, when you are going to get registered in some of the portal, so whatever the data you are going to provide, that is all the data is going to be stored into the what it say, into the database. Okay, obviously they like it already, it was designed. Okay, the database already designed, the table format is already designed. Just the thing is we are storing the information. If we are going to register, then our details is going to be stored into the database. Okay, that is going to be done there.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, Ashley.
As a BA, do we need to build and develop a query to get it executed?
Which query you're talking about? Like if you can retrieve the data or read the data.
No, but to execute any query, so as a BA, do we need to develop or build any query?
See, database engineers are the people who are going to create the tables, like update the tables, delete the tables. Okay, so just as a BA, you have to just research about it, like retrieve the data. That's it.
Ma'am, if I can ask now, which is the tools that we'll be using for RDBM?
Yes, Sandhya, what it is?
Tools. What are the tools that we use to retrieve the data?
Let me complete.
Tools. Yeah.
Okay. This is just an introduction part. After that, explain you how to use the tools and how you are going to extract it. Okay.
Yeah.
So basically why we are doing this means we are just checking the functionality, because client don't know how the data is going to retrieve, or client don't know how the data is going to be stored. Okay, so for this checking purpose, we were doing this. We are retrieving the data from our side. From our side means nothing IT company side. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Coming to the next thing, let's take an example. As you can see it here. There is a column ID, name, city, state, and PIN. Okay, this will be considered as a column. Okay, entities you can say. Whatever the information you are going to store inside the table, that is called a data records. Whatever the information you are going to store inside the table, that is called a data records. Okay, so here basically ID, name, city, state, and PIN would be considered as a field. Okay, and this like Bill Smith, Steve Smith, and Sean Smith, this all the information would be considered as a records. Okay, it will be considered as a records. Yeah. So coming to the next part, see here we have three tables: sales table, item table, and customer table. Okay, customer table.
Ma'am, excuse me, ma'am, what was the last point, ma'am, in previous slide?
Unique key, right? That's what I'm explaining in the next topic.
Okay.
Okay, unique key identify a table. How you are going to do, I'm explaining that only. Okay, so as you can see, there are three tables: sales table, item table, and customer table. Okay, so let's understand this customer table in detail. So here, as you can see, ID, name, city, state, PIN. Okay, and there are information inserted into this table. Okay, stored into this table. So basically here the unique ID would be considered as like there is no repetition of that particular data. Okay, there is no repetition of particular data. Can you say that there is no repetition in this name, in this record?
No.
Yes, ma'am.
There will be
Yes.
There is repetition. Smith second name.
Smith
is
right.
There will be
repetition.
Repetition. There is a repetition. So we can't provide a unique identity or a primary key to this particular field. Coming to the city, can you please tell me? Can you able to find a similar kind of cities?
No.
Of course.
Yes. Temp and temp.
They are similar. Yeah.
It may happen.
Yes, there are.
There are, right? So the repetition is already exists. So we can't give primary key or a unique identity key to this particular field. Okay. Coming to the state. What about the state? Can you able to find the similar kind of content or data into it?
Of course.
First and third is similar, right? So obviously for this also we can't able to give it. Coming to the PIN.
Yes, we do.
We can't
PIN is also repeat
thing as well because it is a repetition. So basically we are going to give a primary key or a unique identity key for the field which don't repeat the data. Okay, which don't repeat the data. So can you consider ID would be the primary key or a unique identity?
Yes.
Yes, because name can be repeated. Okay, name can be repeated and the surname can be also repeated. Cities also can be repeated. Like in one particular city, there are 2 persons living, we can say. Okay, state also you can say and PIN also you can say. But the unique identity key, customer ID won't be similar for everyone. Wherever it is, whatever it is. If you are belonging to the same city and state, but your customer ID is going to be unique. Okay, your customer ID is going to be unique. So basically we are going to give a primary key or a unique identity key to the ID. Okay, to the ID where there is no repetition of data. Okay, where there is no repetition of data. Hope you have understood about the primary key.
Yes.
What is the difference between unique key and primary key then?
Your voice is not clear. Could you please repeat once again?
It is same.
Difference between unique and primary key then?
Unique and primary key. Unique key is nothing but here see there is no repetition of the data. Okay, there is no repetition of the data. So basically it will be considered as a unique. Okay, primary in the sense, in this whole table, we are considering the main important field, which is not considered, which is having a unique ID, which is having a unique value to it. Is it clear? You would be, see, if you are working in an organization, your name would be repeated. Okay, so how I'm going to identify you? By your ID. Okay, your ID would be the unique ID. Okay, unique ID. Coming to like a primary key. Okay, primary key means here you would be having the employee ID, employee name, branch. Okay, and yeah, branch and designation. Okay, these are the things are there, but by identifying your unique identity key only, I can able to predict you what exactly you are. Okay, if I'm going to use your ID, I will get an idea exactly like what sort of designation you are, from which department you are belonging, those sort of thing. Is it clear? So it is an important one.
Okay, yeah, I understood. Thanks.
Yeah. Coming to the item table. Okay, so here we would be having three columns: item ID, item name, item description. Okay, so here 1, 2, 3, there are three items. First one is camera, and the description is like a 64 MP, and the second one is memory card, and the description is 128 GB. Okay, and headphone is high bass. Okay, so these are the details of the item. So
And sometimes your voice does break in between.
my voice is
Hello.
hello.
Yeah, sometimes your voice just it breaks in between sometimes.
Is everyone facing the same problem?
No, ma'am, it's clear, ma'am.
No,
No, ma'am, it's clear.
Okay, so
It's clear.
with your connectivity. Okay. Yeah, so we were discussing about the item table where we have found item name and description and ID as well. So can you tell me for this table what will be the unique and primary key?
Unique is
Unique is item ID, that is 1, 2, 3, and primary is that item ID only, particular item ID.
Yeah. So primary key would be the item ID, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. So here, yes, coming to the sales table.
Ma'am, what would the item primary key is item ID and unique key is?
Unique and unique and primary would be the same only.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, by the item ID only, you will understand this camera would be having a item ID 1. Okay, and here it is describing the thing. When I'm going to enter that particular item ID, I would be getting a description like item name is camera, description is 64 MP, like that. Okay.
Ma'am, in every table, primary ID and unique ID will same.
Yes.
Okay.
You will understand it, how it goes on. Okay. Okay, coming to the sales table. In sales table, you can see sales ID, quantity and price. Okay, sales ID, quantity and price. So here what we are going to do is we are going to combine both. We are going to compare both of the table, customer table and the item table. Okay, and we are going to what we are going to do, we are going to add this we are going to add this here in the sales table. Okay, which is nothing but a foreign key. Okay, we are going to connect the two tables. Okay, and we are going to connect the two tables, and from there we are going to borrow this item ID and the customer ID and put it in the sales table. Okay, sales table. So that is called a foreign key. Item ID and customer ID, this would be considered as a foreign key. Okay, why we are doing this now you will understand exactly. Sales ID. Okay, sales ID is first one. Okay, item ID is nothing but 1, which is nothing but camera. Okay. Customer ID 2. What will be the thing? Like here, Steve Smith. Steve Smith will be the one who is purchasing the camera. Okay, who is purchasing the camera, and the sales from particular person is 1. Okay, the quantity, how many quantity? 3. So this particular camera, he has purchased 3 quantities. 3 camera he has purchased. Okay, and the price is 90,000. Okay, 90,000, which is nothing but each camera consists of 30,000. Okay, so when we are going to combine, when we are going to borrow this into the sales table, we will actually understand how many, who is purchasing, which item they are purchasing, how many quantities they are purchasing. This sort of thing would be identical. Understood? Okay, so then coming to the second one, second sale would be done by the second customer, that is Steve Smith, who is purchasing the memory card, and quantity is 128 GB. Okay, and the price for that particular quantity item is 1500. Okay, second, again the third would be like third sale would be done by the Bill Smith, who has purchased the camera. Okay, the quantity is 1 and the price is 30,000. Okay, so like this the goes on. Understood?
Ma'am, according to the first row, item ID is 1, okay, and customer ID is 2. So Steve Smith has purchased camera. It costs quantity 3, right, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay, ma'am. On the basis of what is this item ID arranged in this order, like 1 to 1, and then again customer ID is 2 to 1.
Here you are saying, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it randomly these numbers are there, or
Can I?
there's a logic?
Like this data would be provided, and we have to see using this item ID, like what is the data conveying, or like on what basis is this put in this order, ma'am? Like 1 to 1 and 2 to 1, like.
On the basis
Can
Because
I
actually
try
the
to
sales,
explain that?
on the basis
ma'am,
of
like because
on the basis
actually sales table, ma'am, actually sales table was the table containing only sale ID, quantity, and price, right, ma'am?
yes.
So on what basis was this inserted? Like what was the basis of inserting 1 to 1 in item ID and 2 to 1 in customer ID?
May I answer this if you don't mind?
Yeah, please. Yeah, please.
It is so simple, brother. We can just take it as the customer ID is 2 and your ID is 1 and my ID is 2. We both are customers, and my sale ID, as in the very first time when I entered the store, I have purchased one item and the item number has been mentioned as 1. As in, let us take that biscuit packet has been entitled as 1 and a chocolate has been entitled as 2. And first time when I entered, I have taken a biscuit packet of 3 quantity, and second time I entered, I have taken a chocolate of 1 quantity, and third time you have entered. So your customer ID is of 1, and what you have taken is of biscuit packet, item ID 1. That is what that happened.
May I try to explain?
Yeah, please.
Okay, so these 3 items that you see, sales, item, and customer. Okay, forget about sales now, focus on customer. Okay, think of an application, let's say Amazon. Okay, Amazon has a database. Whenever a new customer comes in, they will store the customer information. So now let's see, there are 3 customers named Bill Smith, Steve Smith, and Sean. So this is how it will be stored in database, the customer information. Okay, and for every customer there is a primary ID 1, 2, 3. Okay, if they provide us with an email address, that will become a unique ID for that particular person. Okay, so since there is no email address, there is a primary key 1, 2, 3. That is how this particular table will be recognized. Like ID 1 is for Bill Smith. Okay, now in Amazon there will be list of items like camera, memory card, headphone, and other things. Okay, so those are the list of items that Amazon has. Okay, now if someone makes a purchase, how that particular thing is been stored in the Amazon database, that is the sales table that you see. So they will again provide sale ID 1. Okay, now item ID, what item that was sold. So item 1 was sold, that is camera. And customer ID. Who was the customer who purchased it? Now look at ID 2, that is Steve Smith. He has purchased. Okay. What is the quantity? He has purchased 3 quantity of camera, and that is why the price is 90,000. I hope that clears.
Yeah.
It's clear?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So basically, ma'am, these item ID and customer ID is foreign keys in the sales table, right, ma'am?
Yes. Okay, because we are borrowing from the two different tables. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Coming to the types of SQL commands. Okay, so here we would be having a 4 different types of SQL commands. Okay, DDL, DQL, DML, and DCL. DDL is nothing but data definition language, where creation, alter, drop, rename, trunk, and commit. This is going to take care by the database engineer, database architecture. Okay, those people are going to create the table. Those people are going to, once they have created, if they want to do sort of things, they are going to take care of it. Okay, coming to the data query language, this is the main part which we do as a BA. We are going to do this selection part. Okay, by using this command, we are going to retrieve the data. By using this command, we are going to retrieve the data. Coming to the third type, that is data manipulation language. Data manipulation language. So insert, update, delete, merge, call, explain, plain, and lock table. This is also going to take care by the database engineer, who is going to create the database, who is going to create the table in this like database format. Okay, like columns and rows format. Okay, if they want to update any kind of information, they will use the update. Okay, if they want to, once they have created the table, okay, once they have created the table, now they want to insert the table, insert the value into the table. So in that case, they will be using insert. Okay, in that case, they will be using insert. Okay, like for example, let's take an example of an employee table. Okay, so here the first thing is BA is database engineer is going to design the table. How it would be means SN number, employee name, employee ID, employee name, department, designation. Okay, like this they are going to create the table. Okay, like this they are going to create the table. Now in this particular field, inside this table, if I want to insert the name or give a value to it, I'm going to use insert. Okay, I'm going to use insert there will be a command which will be using by the database engineer, and they are going to, in place of employee name, ID, designation, they are going to place it as a employee SN number would be 1, employee ID would be 123, employee name would be like Vijay, something like that. Okay, employee designation would be the business analyst. Like that, they are going to store all the information by using which command? Insert command. Okay, update is nothing but, see, when these people have when this employee has enroll, when the employee has joined this company, obviously there will be a address, right, permanent address, and those address would be like differ, right? So in future, if they want to change the address, in that case they will be using the update. Okay, they will be using the update. Delete is nothing but, if you want to completely delete that particular field or a database or a table, in that case they are going to use the delete option. Okay, merge is nothing but, we are going to merge two tables. Okay, we are going to merge two tables. Basically this is going to take care by the database engineer. No need to worry about that. Just the thing is, I'm making you understand what exactly it means. Okay, so call, explain, plain, and lock table, this is also going to take care by the.
Ma'am, can you please once explain the DQL select? I missed that part.
What is that? Could you please repeat?
Can you please once explain DQL, data query language select? What do we actually select? I missed that part.
DQL you're talking about? Data query language? Yeah. So here in DQL, as I have told you, as a BA, you are going to retrieve the data, and you are going to read the data, right? So first, retrieving, how you are going to retrieve the data means by using the select. Like we will be having some query, select star asterisk, select star from what it say, table name. Okay, then if you want to search the name particular things, so for that we would be having some type of queries. We have to use that queries. Now like after completion of this I will explain you how we are going to do that particular thing. Okay.
Hello, ma'am. Under DDL, there is alter, and under DML, there is update option. Okay, both are one and the same, or what's the difference between two if it is?
In DDL and
in DDL, there is an option of alter in second option. Okay, and in DML, there is second option as update. Okay, is it any differences between these two commands?
See, first the thing is how the database is going to be created. We should have a blueprint of it, right? Right. So the same thing, when you want a blueprint of it, you are going to use these DDL commands like create, alter, drop, rename, and this one, truncate and command. But coming to this, what if you want to insert the things? If you want to execute the same thing, you have to use this insert, update, and deletion, those sort of things. Okay.
So you're basically saying ki when new data has to be prepared over there, DDL will be used.
Yes.
Okay. And when we have to work on old data, that time DML will be used. Is it?
Yes, we can say like that.
Can you please repeat it again? I just missed it.
Yeah, I've told that when we need to create a new table over there DDL, that is data definition language, has to be used. Okay, and when we have to work on the older data, okay, over there we have to use DML language, data manipulation language.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, coming to the DC, data control language. Data control. Please mute yourself. Coming to the DCL, data control language. This is going to take care by the database admin, okay, administrator, who is going to perform two commands, grant and revoke. Okay, so in this condition, let me tell you, if a BA want to retrieve the data, if a BA want to read the data, okay, in that case, BA has to request to the database admin to grant the database. Based on that command, based on that request, a database admin is going to use this grant command, okay, where BA is going to read the data. Okay, he don't have an authority to create the data, insert the data, and update and delete the data. Okay, just the thing is he can able to research about it. He can research about it. Once it has been done, once everything is done, then again the BA has to inform to the database admin that his part is completed. Then again the admin is going to revoke it. Okay, he will remove the access from it. That is the same thing happens here. Is it clear?
Ma'am, it's like admin people will have access over DCL.
Database admin.
Database admin. Okay. Yeah. So they are the one who gives the rights to for the BA to access the file, I mean database or not.
Yes, exactly. As per the request.
Okay. Yeah.
As per the request.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Per request.
Ma'am, can you give us some real-time?
Hello, ma'am. Sorry to ask once again. Can you go on once again on the previous slide? Yeah. No, not this side. No, the second slide. I mean, the database management. No, not this one, ma'am. The last slide which you opened up, the four languages.
Commands.
Commands. Yeah. Commands. Sorry.
Commands.
Yeah. So you are saying that when database admin person would be giving access to BA, so whenever he gives grant, whenever he uses grant command, okay, so BA will be getting access of insert, update, and delete. Is it or which options we would be getting?
No, only he will be getting to read only.
Yes. So read only. Which are the options in read only if he gets it in data manipulation language? I think you are saying only query language. you would be able to do DQL language, right?
Yes. Data query
Okay, so
language.
if he grants it, then you would be getting BA will be getting select option.
Yes. Okay, and then let me tell you, there is
Thank you,
another
ma'am.
scenario where we not nowadays it's not happening, very rarely. Okay, like BA has to perform this insertion creation act. That is a different part of thing. Okay, very few, or like you can say 5% chances to, there will be a scenario created where you have to create the tables, insert the tables, those sort of things. But mostly nowadays it's not happening. Only 5% chances is there.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Coming to the next part, let me introduce to the SQL. Okay. Microsoft, I'm using it for the database. Okay, we can use the another tool as well, but I prefer to go with this tool. It takes time. So basically, you can download this SQL server from the Google itself. Okay, for free. Yeah, once you click on that Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio, you would be come across with this window where you can see like server type. Okay, it should be always in the database engine, and server name it should be like your desktop name, like that. And authentication, like Windows authentication. Mostly we would be preferring to go with the authentication. When you are going to work on the organization, they will set some what it said, password, security purpose. Okay, so based on that you have to proceed with. Then after completion of this, you have to click on connect. Okay, and this is the main page. This is the main page where you are going to execute the query. You are going to execute the query. So let's create a
Can
new.
you please show it from the beginning again? This step, Microsoft SQL. So from where we can get it.
You're talking about the software, right?
Yes, ma'am. How to install that?
Installation. So basically, that installation, like you can go to the Google and you can search for the SQL, Microsoft SQL. SQL Server download.
Which version you are using?
18. Okay.
Which
See,
18?
I have type it as MS SQL Server download. There is a first link, okay, which contains like SQL Server download. Click on the first link. Okay, and here, as per your requirement, you can download it. Okay, I have selected it here.
Is it free or is it license based?
What is that?
Is it free or is it license or
It is
subscription
free.
based?
It's free. Okay. So go to this here.
Ma'am, which one you have?
SQL Server 2019 on Windows. Okay. There is another option. Like 3 options are there. Go with the first choice. Like choose the installation for the window and click on this. Okay. Once you click on that, again you have to extract it. Give a permission. It is going to be installed. Hope you are clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So as I have told you, I'm using the Microsoft SQL Server. Okay. takes time to open.
Ma'am, while installing, it's asking, please select your experience, whether it's Azure or EXE. Ma'am.
Which one you're talking about? You have choose this install.
So, yeah. Yes, yeah. I've choose this installation and I've selected the Windows, installed through Windows. So I'm doing this, like it's asking getting started for free. Please select your experience, like Azure or EXE.
It's optional. If it is optional, you can skip it. Install on Windows, it's there, right?
No, yes, yeah. Once you click on that, so it's asking here, please select your experience. What should I be giving here?
Here you can proceed with the Azure.
Azure, okay.
And continue. Click on continue. Yes.
Okay, yeah.
So once I open that software, you can find this pop-up window where the first part is server type. It should be always database engine. Okay, always database engine. And this usually used for the reporting purpose and all sort of thing. But as per our use, we have to just use this software for the database engine as well. Okay, and server name. Basically, every IT company would be having their own server name, so you can prefer with that sort of thing. Okay, this is all about my thing. What it said. My desktop thing. Okay, then authentication. Here window authentication I have chosen because currently I'm not working for the organization, right? So that's the reason. So if you are working in an organization, they will be providing you with the password, like login credentials. Based on that, you can enter it and proceed with it. Okay, then click on connect here. Once you click on connect, you will be enter into the main page where you can execute your query, where you can able to what it say, retrieve the data. Okay, retrieve the data. As you can see on the left side, there is a connect object explorer, right? Desktop, database, security, server objects, replication, polybase management, this all sort of thing would be there. Okay, and coming to the main window where like you can just create a new query. On the top you can find a new query. Just click on that new query. Okay, a new page, blank page is going to be open. Okay, here we are going to execute it. Okay, here we are going to execute it. First, what we have to do is, as I have told you, we are not going to create any kind of database. Okay, so I have some sample data that we are going to execute it. Okay, so to execute that particular thing, first you have to create the database. Create the database. So how you are going to create the database means, on the left side you can find the databases, right? Is it? Click on that databases. Hope you people are understanding.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yeah. So select the database, right click on it, and there is a option called new database. New database. Click on that new database. Okay. Once you click on the new database, a window will appear where you have to create your database name. Okay. Database name. So I'm going to write it as a bike stores. Okay, bike stores. See here, database file. It was displayed it here. Logical name, file name. Okay, and file group, initial size, auto growth, maximize, max size. Okay, this all will be created in here. Okay, now after filling this, after writing the database name, I'm going to click on OK here. Okay, a database is going to be created. Let me show you where it has been created. See here, bike store. Just now I have created one database, right? It is going to be stored into the databases where it would be displaying as a bike store. Is it clear? Hope you people are following me.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Then
Yes, ma'am.
select the bike store. Select the database called bike store. Okay. After selecting that, go to the file. Go to the file at the left side at the corner. You can find that. Select that file. Click on that, and there is a fourth option called open. Click on that, and there is a file here. Okay. You can click on the file here or control O. So basically, as I have told you, I have a what it say, dummy sample database, right? So before starting with this execution part, you should have a ready-made template. Okay, ready-made template. So what exactly I'm doing it now is,
You mean the table with the columns and rows, ma'am? We
yes,
already have, you're saying, right?
yes.
Okay.
It means as I have told you, database engineers are going to create the database tables and all sort of thing, right? Those sort of thing. Data should be there with.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So when I'm selecting this, when I'm going to select the bike store and click on the file and click on open, which is nothing but I'm opening a sample document. Okay, which was already downloaded. Okay. So go here. The storage was there where I have stored this sample document. Okay, and here I'm going to select this one. First I'm going to create the objects. Okay, create the objects. Select the bike store sample database and click on open. It is going to be displayed here. See here. Okay, this all query was already a sample thing. Okay, a sample thing which is usually taken care by the database engineer. Okay, database engineer. Let's execute this one. Okay, first we will create this one, a database. What you do is, like, we can completely execute the whole content, but I want to show what exactly how it is going to happen. Okay, so that's the reason I'm just going with the small queries. Okay, so the first two schema I have used it here. Okay, select that particular thing. Okay, select that particular query and go to the execute here. As you can see, the command completed successfully. Okay, compilation time it was shown, which is nothing but it was created. Okay, product and sale table, product and sales database has been created. Okay, then after that, in that particular area, in that particular schema, I want to create a table. Okay, I want to create a table. In which schema I want to create means in this particular schema, create schema production, is that right? In that particular thing, I want to create a table called product category, product brand, product production, product. Okay, these are the three tables I want to create. Okay, I want to create it. So obviously I'm going to just execute it as a BA. So here, select that particular content, go to the execute. Okay, it, see here again it was showing like compilation time and it was successfully executed. We can completely do that, but I was preferring to go
So
with
basically, this is to check whether any bugs are there or not in the data, or
bugs are, yeah, basically we will do like that, but we are just checking whether how many tables was created, where if I'm going to store this information, in which data, in which table it is going to be stored, those sort of thing. Okay, for the verification purpose also you can say, and for this sort of thing as well you can say, because client won't be knowing, right, how to retrieve and store the data. So that's the reason we would be doing this sort of thing. Is it clear?
Hello.
Ma'am, sorry, but now what operation, what activity you are doing? Okay, what is the purpose of doing this activity? We have now whatever you have selected, those three things. Okay, the 3 points just a few seconds before. Okay, over there after we are selecting it, we are doing this exercise to store those three columns in one particular in certain area, right? Is it?
In product thing, I want to store all this information, that is like product category, brand, and product name. Those sort of thing I want to store into that particular database.
Okay.
Okay, like as I have told you, like employees, right? So SN number, employee ID, employee name, department, and designation, right? These sort of thing I'm creating. Okay, but
Okay.
this is usually coded or coded by the database engineer. As I have told you, it is just a sample one. Okay, I'm just executing it.
Ma'am, so in that case, like we'll be receiving the file from database engineers and then we'll be troubleshooting this. Like we'll be finding whether it has any bugs or not. We'll be simply testing the file.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Before proceeding
Ma'am,
with
why this? Are you
but
creating the fields?
before
Are you creating the fields, ma'am? Why are you doing this?
we are doing that only. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Before executing, before searching any kind of data, we are checking. Okay, is there any bugs or not? Those.
But ma'am, what kind of bugs would be there? I mean, what kind of bugs it would be?
What kind
I'm
of
unable to understand.
what kind of bugs means it can be a repetition of same tables. Okay, and there will be like a repetitions of names, IDs, those sort of things. IDs would be different, right? If it is going to be repeated, then it will comes under the like unsuccessful execution of it, right?
Okay. Okay.
So that is the thing.
Okay. So basically, that command completed successfully. That to get this command completed successfully message, you are selecting the headers actually, basically, and say looking at whether there are no duplications in under that particular header, right?
And it was and that particular product table was created or not. I was checking that. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Hello. Hello.
Yes.
I have a question regarding this database.
Ma'am,
Actually, sorry.
this looks like something like coding for me.
Yeah, it's look like something like coding only. That's what I am telling you. You are not going to proceed with it. Okay. This is see if I'm going to take the session, I would have told you to create the tables and insert this sort of thing. I'm not saying that, right? Because this was already done by the database engineer. This is going to be done by the database engineer. You are just checking for this particular database how many tables has created, what are the information was stored into it. Those sort of thing you are going to do it. That's it. And if you want to
Okay.
Yeah,
This is just for information. We need not to do
just
anything over here, right?
just want to add it here. It's not a B. It's just want to think here. It's not a BA task, right? It's a DBA. DBA do these changes, these things about the creation of tables and everything. We just need to retrieve the data, nothing else.
yes, exactly.
You're just representing here that about how we create the tables and these things about that, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now I have a question, ma'am, regarding this. Right now, you have opened this database in SQL software, right? So basically, this data must have been taken somewhere from the client, like which has been provided by BA itself in the form of Excel sheets and everything else, right? So why can't we directly check the Excel sheets, which is easier, or like I mean, yeah, I mean to ask. The tables were somewhere formed in the Excel sheets only itself. Now that was been converted to for SQL format. How I don't know, but that has been now again taken by the DBA. And now we are checking it. So we already have the data because the client requirement is already been given by the BA himself, right? So why SQL? Because I'm not from the IT background basically, so that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, because the thing.
Because when there is large amount of data, ma'am, I think just a minute. I just wanted to give my insight on this. I think, ma'am, it is because when there is a large amount of data, then Excel is also not helpful.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We have some sort of limitation for it as well for storing the data. Okay, so there is no limitation for the database. So that's the reason we are storing all the information in the database.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So what we have created so far, yes. So let me check it whether that table has been created or not. So here I'm going to perform my functionality like as a BA. Okay, select star from which one I want to check, product category. Okay, I want to check whether it was exist or not, where it is here. Okay, to execute this particular thing, you have to select that content and click on execute. See here. Okay, a column was created, category ID, category name. Okay, it was created. Okay, in the same way, if you want to search for the product brand as well, you can do the same thing. Select star from, just a minute, select star from production.brand. Okay, now I want to execute this. Why why we are taking only that content, only that particular query? Because we have already executed the remaining previous one. Okay, if we are going to execute the same thing, it will show like it was already exist. Okay, you can't create the product like that. It will be showcasing. Let me show you. This part was executed, right? So let me create this and execute. See, this is an error message because I have already created it. So that's the reason I'm telling you, whatever the query you want to execute, select that particular query and execute it. Okay. See, brand ID, brand name was mentioned. Okay. So these kind of things we can able.
Ma'am, when we're writing select star, so star means all the data from this production brands table, right?
Not production, production categories. All the data from the production category.
Okay, so it is not giving us the data, ma'am. It is only giving us the entity like brand ID and brand name only.
Yes, because we didn't, as I have told you, DDL we are doing now. DDL. Okay, we are just designing the like how the table should look like. Okay.
Okay, structure of the table. But when upwards, ma'am, when you are written create production categories, there, ma'am, these two things were not visible, ma'am.
Which one you're talking about?
Like in production products.
Production products.
Ma'am, production category. See, ma'am, the entities are identity and virtue, ma'am.
Yes.
But when you executed select, the entities were different, ma'am. The fields were different.
Fields are different? How come? See, I have executed this production brand, right? Where brand ID and brand name is there.
Acha, this, ma'am, okay. This not identity is not a brand, sorry, field. Brand ID is brand name is the field. Okay, ma'am.
Exactly. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
So here
Okay, ma'am.
integer, int is nothing but integer. So I can use only numerical value. I can't use like alphabetical values. Okay, that is all about it.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Yeah, now we are going to execute the production products. Select it and execute. See, product ID, product name, brand ID, category ID, modern year, list price. Okay, this all sort of thing was created. Am I right? In the same way, we are going to execute this one as well. Create table for sales customer, sales store, sales staff. Okay, this all sort of thing we are going to execute it. It's all about the sales. Okay, now let's execute this whole content. It was executed, right? Now the complete structure, the blueprint of the database has been created. Now what exactly it is, I want to insert the value into it. Okay, DDL we are doing it. Okay, so here go to the file, click on open, click on file. As I have told you, first I will create the object. I have already created it. Okay, now I am going to load the data, which is nothing but I want to insert the data. Okay, so for that, click on the bike store sample database and click on open. Click on open. See here, production brand. Okay, production brand. Use this one. Okay, till here. Okay, production brand. On here it was on and it was off. Let's execute this one. Okay, one row has been affected. Okay, now if I want to showcase this, I want to view the data. So select star from production dot brands. See, you have to write everything in detail, you know. If not, you will be facing some problem. Prediction. Click, select it and execute it. See, when I was executing that part, at that time you can only see brand ID and brand name. Okay. Now recently I have updated this. I have inserted the value into it. So after insertion, the record has been inserted into it. The data has been stored into it, which was displayed here. Understood?
Ma'am, could you show us again how did you insert the objects in the?
Insert the object. So as I have told you, we have three samples. First, we are going to create the objects. Okay. Then after that, we are going to insert the data into it. Okay. Where
Not this one, ma'am. How did you brought the file inside this?
file inside. So go to the file.
Yeah.
Go to the file.
Okay.
Click on open and click on file. As I have already told you, I have a sample document, right? So first I have create
Okay. Yeah.
load object like that. By clicking on that, I have displayed it here. Like,
Ma'am, I have one question regarding that. The file which you opened, there were three sub-files, right? Load data, then object, and so those three files are automatically created while we create the main, or is it?
Yes, it was automatically created.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Coming to the next part, let's execute this part. Select the identity, insert product category. Okay. So let's execute this one. Click on execute. Okay. One row has been affected. Now I want to like view whether it has been affected or not. From dot what it is, production dot categories. See, whatever the name, whatever the tables you have created, you have to write the same thing. If you are going to miss it, you can't execute it. Okay. So that's the reason I'm saying it. Execute. See. Okay. The data was inserted into it, inside the table. Okay. Like this. The same way you have to proceed with this as well. Okay. Okay, there are many, like as we have taken sales tables as well and production tables as well, so there are many. I can go with the execution, but in the starting I have did two execution, right? If I go with the complete execution, it will showcase like error. That's the reason I'm just scrolling it.
Ma'am, is it something first I have to execute all that and then I have to write the select command and then do it again?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Because without creating tables and database, you can't proceed with this.
Okay, so first I have to like create it in the backend and then I have to write the select star code and then I have to like insert those commands into it.
Yeah, last part you are going to do it, but creation updation is going to take care by the database engineer, as I have told you. Okay. What we have done only, we can execute it. We can retrieve the data.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And what if we get some error in the middle, ma'am? Once we are doing this, let's say some error are coming. So then what we'll be doing?
In that case, we have to like, in that case, it will specify line number 6 was having some error. It was already executed like that. So based on the statement, you have to go and
okay,
like that it would be.
Okay. Could you show us one example, ma'am, how it is?
Means?
How an error will be, like how we can troubleshoot that?
Yeah, just a minute. Let me execute this one. Okay, let me execute. Yeah, no.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Again, it would be. Let me execute completely, then again I will show you. So you people got an idea, right? How the data would look like and how you are going to do it, right? There are many queries as a PA you are going to perform it.
Yes, ma'am.
When it was showing like one row has been affected, which is nothing but like the database or that what data has been inserted into the table, you can say. Okay, when it was specifying something error like that, in that case you have to visit to that particular thing and do it. It's a very quick. See, error message was occurred. Message 102, level 15, state 1, line 4479. Incorrect syntax. Near this. Okay. So because here, see, I have executed only
Okay.
like that. Okay.
So it says like we haven't executed the full thing.
Yes. Now the statement has been terminated because we have stopped it there, right? So that's the reason it was showcasing like that. Okay.
Okay. So we have to completely start from the start with say like on, and then we have to go until the off statement.
Yes, exactly.
Start till stop statement. So we have to select all that of one, and then we have to execute it. So if we do it, I mean, if we stuck in the middle or if we stop in the middle, then it will show some error message.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay.
See here the result of it. Now I have inserted the data, right? I want to check all the thing has been created like I want to check whether the data has been stored into the table or not. So select from what the thing we can do, sales dot customers. Okay, let's execute this one. See here, as you can see, when we were doing the sort of thing, you just can find the column, but now you can find the rows as well. Okay, rows as well. Okay, in the same way, if you want to search any kind of thing, you can search like that only. From product dot sales, it is a file name, table names, invalid object name, product stock.
Oh, I think it is production sales.
No, product stocks is this. Actually, I don't have a product sales. So that's the reason it was showcasing like this, invalid object name.
Ma'am, one more thing I was asking, ma'am, like sales dot customers is the name of a table, right, ma'am?
Which one you're talking about?
Or so, ma'am, the first line. Ma'am, I was asking like sales dot customers is the name of the table. So when we are writing select star from sales customer, it is giving all the data from the sales customers table, right, ma'am?
Exactly. Yes.
Or ma'am, it is a or relational database is being used, like it is retrieving from two different tables and then giving us the data. Is it
In
so?
that case, you will be using joint application.
Okay, like in the example you told, na ma'am, that sales ID 1.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's execute this one. See here. Select star from production dot products. All the thing has been specified it here. Okay. Now in this particular table, I want to search something about star, select star from uh, production dot products. Okay, these are the queries you should aware about it. Where I want to just search it. Where list price is equals to what it can be 449. Okay, 449.00. I want to search this particular thing. In the complete data, I want this particular thing should be displayed. All the remaining should information should be hidden. Okay, click on this. See, as you can see. Okay, like this, I'm going to search the data. Hope you are clear with this. We have a huge data. Among that huge data, if I want to search a particular kind, yeah.
I have a question regarding that. You have written the command, right? That from select star from production dot products where list price underscore price. So that is the format. So how would we know what is the format of writing the command in SQL?
Actual command it would be. You're saying, right? So the command for this would select
the command which you have selected, right? The last one, the 449 one, for example.
Yes.
Now till like select from production dot products. Okay, that we got it till there. Like rest of them must be knowing. So now you had to find. So the command is where list price list underscore price is equal to 449. So that is the command for writing an SQL, right? So that is the format of writing a command or finding something in SQL. So how would we know that how to write a command in what format? So how can we where can we learn that?
That's what I'm saying. As a PA, you should have some basic knowledge about this queries. Only the selection part. Okay, only the selection part. DQL, data query language. Okay, actually this is
So
another.
is it?
Yeah. Yes.
So is it like what list underscore price? So whatever we are writing, this is the format. Like we need to put the underscore for everything. There will be different. We need to learn that.
See, there are only few things you have to remember. That is, first you can see select a star from sales, right? It is nothing but select a star from database or a table like that. Okay, which is going to display whole content. Okay, if you want to view the complete database and complete table, in that case you are going to use select a star from sales.customer, means table name it is. Okay, if you want to search in that particular table, if you want to search a list price of that particular detail, in that case you are going to use this one, select from table name, where what will be the thing you want to search, you can mention it like that. Okay, it is like that. Just a simple like 8 queries it would be, not more than that. Hope you have understood.
Ma'am, this is a retrieve formula.
Basically, you are saying that there are only a whole lot of 8 queries in SQL, like which we are using.
What is that?
You said there are only 8 queries which we need to like remember or we need to learn, right? So basically, overall, are there only those number of queries, not more than that?
Not
is
more.
It standard? Like,
we just, as I have told you, we are going to just select the thing, right? So for this selection, we would be having some 8 queries. That's it, not more than that. Like viewing the data, viewing the database, viewing the tables, searching the particular list, names like that.
Okay.
And this is the only formula for the retrieve the data or other formula?
The only retrieving data you're talking about, right? That's what I'm saying. See, we are retrieving the data only by performing this select command. Only by selecting command. That's it. We are just, as a BA, we are going to just do this sort of thing, not more than that. We are just retrieving, means whether it was there or not. That's it. Verifying, you can say.
Okay, this is only way.
Okay. So let's check for this particular sales customer. Okay, guys, you tell me which type of thing I have to search. Like here, select star from sales dot customers. Customers. Yeah. Where? What you want me to search? Here there is a result.
Phone equals to null.
Phone. Okay.
Phone equals to null.
Yes.
Null.
Null. Okay. I want to execute this now. Select this and right. Okay, it was showcasing like this only. Anybody who want to?
You can use phone is IS. You can remove equal to option.
What is that?
You can remove equal to option, and you can remove equal to option there. Where is equal option is there is null. You can use is
Is
null. Can you run that query?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
But why in the previous one it took equal to, it was accepting equal to, but here it is accepting is? Can you please elaborate?
Basically, null value we can't define it, right? So that's the reason it was mentioning like that. Let's try to execute this one as well.
Okay.
See, incorrect syntax. Okay, null value we can't specify. That's the reason it was accepted.
Or is it so because it is written in alphabetical? If it is would have been written 0, then it would have accepted equal to also.
I guess it's 0 if we put that will work.
Yeah.
Yes. So like this you can.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
Hello, ma'am. Whenever we are putting a query, we are saying a query of select star from. Okay.
Yes.
Using that is the source table, right? It could be file, it could be anything you're saying, right?
Yes.
Sales customer or production products, all these are file name, right?
Tables it is.
Tables.
It is tables.
Yes, tables it is.
Okay.
It can be anything, not only the table, it can be a database, anything.
So in that table there could be n number of rows and columns.
Yes. By using this command, insert into table name, and you can write it here.
So you can say that as in Excel there could be multiple sheets and each sheet has a name. So similarly over here there is production. If I compare that with an Excel this with an Excel file, production, product, sales, customers, all these are sheets. Okay, yes. From where we are picking the furthermore details, right?
Some were related to that.
Right, ma'am? Okay, and for example, taking the same example now, the last command which you have updated as select star from sales customer where phone is null. If we want to add few more, if you want to search few more headings over here, so then we can put comma and continue further, or how it would be.
If you want to
search multiple things.
Yes. Let me go with this. Yeah, we have that as well. Okay. Let me show. Here, what you want to search, select a star from product underscore name, comma, and brand name, brand ID, comma, what it is, list price from this table. Okay, from this table, production products. Let's execute this. Incorrect syntax from. Why it's showing like that?
No, I think again select has to be written before from.
No.
You have used 2 times from. That's why.
The fields which you have been written, it should become before select, before star, where you have written, because we need to put the columns before select a statement. Select, and then we need to add the fields, whatever the field we need to insert, and then we should write from or other thing, comma like star if we need. Yeah, just
No, we
can you
can
just
do
cut
like
and
that
paste
as
it
well.
and put
We
it?
can do like that as well, and even we can do like
Yeah, if we need to add it, then there is a add option there where this and this.
Yes.
We cannot use it like this comma
Yes.
where this comma. We can use where product name equal to this and brand ID equal to this. And there is brand ID equal to and whatever you want to add it. Yeah.
We have multiple options. We can use any kind of thing, not like this.
You need to put the brand ID as name, whatever the brand ID is, you need to put that thing as well. Like product name, what is the product name you are searching it from the database? What is the brand ID you are searching it from the database? Then only the system will search that particular thing.
Yes. Just is equals to what it is. What I can. Sorry.
Ma'am, this time has it been executed this time?
Which one?
Ma'am, below we can see some results. So has it been executed?
Yeah, this is a complete. Okay, complete data from where I'm.
Acha, the whole database.
Yes. Brand name is equals to 8. You have to search this sort of thing first. Is equals to.
How long this session will go?
What is that?
How long today's session will go?
It is going to be ended. Okay. This is the last execution.
Before one.
Incorrect syntax.
There is one more thing there. There is the product name is this, so that is a string. So we need to put there is a colon option there, colon, and then whenever we put the string, we need to put like let me just ping in the chat.
Yeah, we can perform that as well.
Within inverted commas.
I'm just
Yeah.
this sort of thing.
As a string option, so because that's a string.
Anjum, I want to ask if we are going to get any cheat sheet for this SQL queries.
Sheets, sample document you're saying?
Yeah.
Sample document you can get it from the website, search engine. Okay. The thing
From
is
COEPD's website?
No. Google search engine.
No,
okay.
she is asking for this session today. Will we get that?
Recording you're talking about, right?
I put up only early stage. Okay, forget about brand ID, forget about last price. Okay.
So then we need to remove the brand ID and this thing, so it will come up only with the product names. Yeah, whatever it is. Yeah.
Where this early stage, right? So
Ma'am, can you please remove the other two things and then run it, execute it once again?
Maybe
there is no
spelling is not correct. Yeah, maybe the spelling is not correct or something like that. So if we need to match it, then there is a like option there. You can use like, and you can remove equal option.